What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show Podcast, an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. How's everyone doing? We're doing
Great. Doing great.
I wasn't talking to you specifically, but if you want to answer the question, then go right ahead. Just so everyone knows, hi, I am your host, Jim Minton, Dickie Wabash, and I am joined as always by the one-legged wonder, Michael Madrox, who is apparently already doing fine. Don't even need to ask you.
Don't even need to ask, brother.
Went into business for yourself and just said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and tell them that I'm doing okay.
Got that Hogan running through my veins, brother.
Why do you have Hogan? No, oh God, I sure hope they're okay. Let's now hold on, dude.
Hold on, dude.
Let's drop back a little bit here. When you say that you have Hogan running through your veins, what do you mean?
I mean that American patriotism, brother. We're just coming off the 4th of July, baby.
Okay, good, because there are multiple different directions that could have gone. Some of them oddly
Pre-98
racist.
Hogan, brother.
Pre-98 Hogan. Okay. Now hold on, dude. Yeah. So that's good to know, man. That's good to know. I'm sure we're going to touch on our 4th of July weekends, either on this or Paid Ski. Figure it out. We don't know. We kind of go with the flow here. But just so you know, this is, of course, the Spot Show Podcast. Each and every week, Michael Madrox and I get together and we talk about the wacky world of independent professional wrestling and everything in between. If you like what we're doing here, if you want to show us support, if you want to help keep the microphones on and the envelopes full, you can, of course, go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Back us at the $5 or above tier, and you're going to get this show early and ad-free each and every week. You're also going to get other exclusive content, early content, all of that over on patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Here's the thing, though. As I belch during a plug ski.
Sorry, you're just plugging us, brother.
Just plugging us. That's all it is. You know, that's all it is. Here's the thing, though. It's not the only way that you can support us.
Nope.
You can also go to madbashstudios.com. There you're going to find links to all of our social media, Facebook, YouTube, all of that. Go there. MadBashStudios.com is your one-stop shop for everything Mad Bash, Mad Bash Films, Mad Bash Wrestling, Mischievous Rabbit, everything that is under the Mad Bash umbrella. You can also go on over to your favorite podcasting platforms and leave us a 5-star written review. And there you are going to find, no, you're not going to find, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
What are we doing, brother?
I just got all twisted in my head. Yeah. Go to your favorite podcasting platforms. Leave us a 5-star written review. One day I'm going to learn that maybe I should write this down. We're almost to 100 episodes of this. And the fact that on episode 94, 94, mind you, I just messed up the opening plug skis.
It's all good, brother.
That's on me. That's on me. But yeah, you can go to your favorite podcasting platform, leave us a 5-star written review. It's one of the best ways that you can support us, get us in the algo. The podcast is also available on our YouTube channel. You can give us some likes, comments, all of that over on youtube.com/@MadBash Studios. I remember, God, this was years ago when, and I might be off base with this. This is how I remember it. When I first became a YouTuber back in the day, they wouldn't let you pick a youtube.com/. Like you had to reach like a certain threshold or something, if I remember correctly. It was something like that. And now it's just like they give you the @ and here you are.
Yeah.
Here you are. So V, excuse me, V was for a little project that we've got cooking, that if you've been paying attention to the Facebook, you know, we'll be dropping that announcement on Paid Ski, of course. V was doing something on his YouTube that is kind of tied in to this project that we're working on. And it was like the first time that he'd really uploaded anything on YouTube in like a very long time. And he was like, dude, I don't even, this is so bizarre. Like AI had come in or something and like AI given him thumbnails. It was really bizarre. It was really bizarre. That's a story for him to tell, but
AI just thumbnails now?
Dude, AI, like, that's the thing about AI is that you can literally just be like, Write me a script for a YouTube video, make a thumbnail for it, and I'm going to put it in my video editing software, which already has AI in it, and then I can just edit the video. Here's what I'll say. Here's okay.
I just got a great idea after your story.
I have used AI.
Dickie Wabash.
The program that I use has AI integration in it. It just does. I use Vegas. It has AI integration. It's not like I'm doing anything major with it. The way I look at it is that the features that I'm using on it, I'm saving myself 20 minutes per clip in the edit bay. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's
You mean you're not making cars explode and dinosaurs appear out of Clayton Clark's asshole?
No, not necessarily. AI could, though.
AI very well could.
AI could, though. What's your story here, brother?
Let's make a MadBash cartoon completely with AI. Script, filming, everything.
I just want to say that I have such a love for cartoons that I am 100% down with that. I don't know how much I would, because like at the end of the day, I really do.
Shitty, dude. Like we could throw it up on the TikTok or something.
I really do dislike AI. I the whole it's taking jobs, like I get all that.
Yeah.
But I think it does. Listen, is Dickie Wabash a hypocrite? Because he just sat here and said that he doesn't. Yeah, he just sat here and said that he uses AI. But there's a major difference between using AI to just clean up a video a little bit and then using it to like make a massive piece of content. I think that artists are getting fucked over by AI. Yes. I really do think that they are. But that will we'll see how we go with time. Hey, you know what though? Before we get too far into this, we got some dates and plug skis.
Oh,
we got some dates and plug skis coming up the weekend of the 19th and the 20th. We have got a double shot weekend, brother. We have got EPW live in Odin, Indiana. Of course, the MadBash boys will be there in the commentary booth. More information on that.
That's Southern Indiana, right?
Southern Indiana, brother. Why do you say that?
Because then the next day, we have MadBash Wrestling, brother, in Northern Illinois.
Not Northern Illinois. Chicago's Northern Illinois. It's just more north.
More north than Southern Indiana.
That's fair.
What I'm saying is we're going to be in a car for a very long time.
Yeah, we are. We've got July 20th, MadBash Wrestling presents Nothing Personal, It's Just Business. Now, it seems like every time that I plug this event, I got to come on here with a little bit of news. Sadly, Quest Parker cannot make the show. So Jason Levi is issuing an open challenge to anybody to come step up to him. Also on the card, Jared Savage is going to be on the card. We've got that Baja Blitz match. It's going to be Oliver Kane versus Zach Abstract versus Kenny Cowlex. We've got the three-way dance for the MadBash Wrestling Championship. Devontae Knox. We've got Colby Jack the Champion. We've got Dalton Davis. Also, our friends at NVW are sponsoring a couple of matches. For more information, you can go to the event page. Nothing personal. It's just business. And then, brother, we are not slowing down because July 25th, Hybrid Championship Wrestling presents Beer Garden Brawl live at Tolly's. Truly one of my favorite places in the city of Terre Haute, Indiana, is Tolly's Bar and Grill.
A lot of memories there, brother.
A lot of memories there. Dalton Davis and I refer to it as our kingdom. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Some of the best garlic Parmesan wings I have ever had in my entire life.
I will not fight you on that.
Ace Perry's favorite cheeseburger is at Tolly's. I know this for a fact because Ace Perry told me that this is, in fact, his favorite cheeseburger. More information on that, Hybrid Championship Wrestling on Facebook. And breaking news, blah, 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 blah. MadBash Wrestling will be sponsoring a match on this card, so look forward to that one. Event starts at, I believe, 9 p.m. This is a 21 and over event. Keep that in mind. We hope to see everyone there. I know shows like this, these little spot shows that are in like bars and all that, are typically a lot of fun.
I just want to say, anyone that's never been to a bar show, a frat show, or a spot show in general, this is one you don't want to miss.
Yeah, I've been hearing rumblings about like some of the matches that might be taking place, and this is going to be one that you're going to want to see. This is one that you're going to want to see. So, and of course, this episode is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling and Venom Energy. If I may, for a moment, I know a lot of you turned this on to hear about wrestling. And for the first 10 minutes of this, it's been nothing but plugs and then us talking about AI, a little bit of wrestling in there. May I, and I'm asking the class here, may I take a moment to not talk about wrestling? I want to talk about something much more different.
Let's do it.
Have you seen the Pee Wee Herman documentary that is on Max?
I have not, sir.
It's so good.
Is it?
It is so good. Somehow, this happens every so often. My Google Home heard my voice and activated and was in there trying to talk to me. So yeah, we're gonna dive into our 4th of July weekends a little bit on Paid Ski for sure. But I sat down and I watched the Pee Wee Herman documentary. It's like a 4-hour long documentary split into 2 parts. Roughly it's split into 2 parts. It's split into 2 parts, but it's like an hour and 45 minutes per part. Watched it over the course of a couple of days.
Totally worth it though.
It was very good. It was very good. I am of an age where I don't necessarily remember Pee Wee Herman. The Pee Wee Herman that I know is one that was already like goated, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't there for Pee Wee's Playhouse. I remember watching reruns of Pee Wee's Playhouse. I remember, watching Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Hi, Pee Wee. I've only seen Pee Wee's Big Adventure like twice in my life, but I'm going to tell you, this documentary's making me want to go back and rewatch it. And then
who was a big Pee Wee Herman fan growing up?
I have a feeling I know who you're going to say.
Frank Tank.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Yes,
he was.
How do you not be a big fan of Pee Wee Herman, man? So here's the thing, though. Paul Rubens, and this kind of ties into wrestling a little bit. Paul Rubens believed in kayfabe so much. You never saw him out in public as Paul Rubens. And then one day, a mugshot surfaces, and he was in an adult theater doing some things. And I gotta say, after watching this documentary, I don't think Pee Wee Herman did anything wrong.
Nope.
Good. Glad you had a little delay on that one. Because you really had to think about it, because you don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what he did.
I'm talking about him jerking off in the porn theater, which I don't know, like, it's alluded to that he never even actually did it. It's like they're just accusing him of doing it.
Yes.
No, Pee Wee Herman.
And you look at the celebrities like nowadays, like that's nothing compared to the horrible things most of these celebrities are doing.
Yeah, I would think so. I would agree on that one. But you find out a lot about Paul Rubens in this documentary. Like, what's weird about this documentary is that apparently he was like a big control freak, like about the documentary. And he was always like a really big control freak, like on the set of Pee Wee's Playhouse and all that. So, I mean, it's one of those things of, I think that he went so long as Pee Wee Herman and not being Paul Rubens that when you hear about who Paul Rubens actually was, it makes you kind of taken aback and like, oh boy, so he actually is a human. And I think that a lot of that, you can compare that to wrestling in so many ways, because it's like, what are some of the biggest breaking of kayfabe moments? I mean, there's only really one that sticks out in my mind, and that's The Undertaker. That's probably the biggest breaking of kayfabe.
Or the Click incident. That was shocking at the times.
I think The Undertaker, though, I agree with you, yes. But I think in terms of pop culture,
Yeah.
The Undertaker, like finally peeling back the curtain,
That whole Last Ride documentary.
letting us see who Mark Calloway is. Yeah, I agree. I think that, yeah, the click breaking kayfabe was pretty crazy, I guess. But ultimately, more cultural impact, I would have to say is probably Taker. But this
You don't agree that Axel Jim Duggan and Iron Sheik getting arrested for smoking pot together was a big kayfabe break?
ooh, but
That was life
again,
changing there, brother.
what did it do for pop culture?
Nothing.
What did it do for pop culture? Here's a cool little like impromptu discussion that we're not like necessarily prepared for, because we do have a topic. What do you think are some of the most like culturally important things that transcended professional wrestling and went into pop culture?
Probably Captain Lou Albano and the Cindy Lopner. How do you say her name?
Lopper.
Lopper. That
Cap
connection.
Captain Lou Albando. Is that what you
Yeah.
just said?
Albano. It's been a rough day, brother.
Captain Lou Albano, the god. That was the first one. I will agree with you, because like if you look at what that did for what rock and wrestling did for the mainstream, if WrestleMania 1 would have failed, and this has been said so many times before, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation,
No.
because there wouldn't be professional wrestling in
And
the US. I was going to say the world, but I would say to the level that it's at now. I think that because that was really the first major pop culture crossover.
And you got to think, without that, there would have been no Mr. T crossover, no Muhammad Ali crossover, nothing. That's what started it all, was a music video.
Yeah, and you would have still had those crossovers, but what I'm saying is that the Muhammad Ali crossover, the Mr. T crossover, that all happened at WrestleMania 1.
Mm-hmm.
If WrestleMania 1 failed, we have nothing.
Yep.
At all. We have nothing. Old Vinnie Mac would have been bankrupt, which I think he did. Like, he mortgaged his house to pay for WrestleMania. Maybe, I don't remember.
I think so.
Question mark.
I know. So.
I think Heyman mortgaged a house to pay for ECW is what I'm getting at.
His mother's house, I think.
I think so. His mother or his grandmother, maybe. I don't.
Let's get him on the podcast. We'll ask him.
So when I mortgaged the home, this may be a bit of a cop-out, but I think the entire Attitude Era and the Monday Night War was a huge pop culture crossover.
You know, I'm probably going to get some flack for this. The whole celebrity guest GM shit they tried to pull.
Yeah.
For however many months that was. I feel like that backfired in their face. Like nothing good came from it.
I don't know. You do this thing that I love where you think that you're making a hot take, but it's like a lukewarm take. Because I think even like a lot of people.
Well, I can't put my toes in the water to judge it, brother.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people will look at that and be like, oh, yeah, the Muppets hosted Raw or Bob Barker hosted Raw. It's like, yeah, that was a fucking failure. Like, and I don't think history looks favorably on those.
No.
Ooh, you know how we do our list show?
Yeah.
I want to see if there is a thing for the worst Raw guest hosts.
Oh, that's good, brother.
Yeah, that would be a fun one. Ranking every guest host in Raw history.
How big is the list?
That's the problem. Okay, here we go. I found one. This will be the next, maybe not next week, because I think that we've got something else in mind.
Man, this
Um,
episode's already got so many pit stops. Let's just do it right now, brother.
no, at this I don't think I want to. But here's the thing, though. It went on for so long. I don't even remember half of them. I don't even like. I can name 3 that I remember. 4, maybe, if I really think about it.
Bob Barker, the Muppets. Didn't Donald Trump do one?
No, Trump was the one that instituted it.
Oh, okay.
Because it was the whole thing. He bought Monday Night Raw, and that was a backfire because they were claiming stock tampering because people were like, Trump bought Raw. It's like Vince sold Raw. Like, we're gonna sell stock,
Yeah.
and that's nowhere near what it was.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, Hugh Jackman was one. Yeah, God, that one.
Was he
The
Dolph
worst.
Ziggler or Zack Ryder's
It was
friend?
Zack Ryder. He was with Zack Ryder because he punched Dolph Ziggler. The worst one though was Jeremy Piven because he called it Summerfest
Instead of SummerSlam.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the whole pop culture crossover. I think that stuff was is kind of not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about, it's like you can't really plan how the news cycle and how the
What media is
zeitgeist.
going to grab onto?
Yeah. So I think that if you look at the Attitude Era, like you have to look at what they're doing. I mean, WWF brings out Mike Tyson
That
and
was
gets
fucking everywhere,
and
dude. That
gets
was on
Mike
our
Tyson.
local news.
Yes. So then a few months later, WCW brings in Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman. And I think that overall, if you look at the NWO and you look at DX, how far, if say you go to the mall, right? How far could you walk in between every time you would see a DX or an NWO shirt?
You couldn't.
You couldn't. They
They
were
were every
everywhere.
fucking where.
Everywhere, dude. I remember my cousin, like one of his class photos, like the majority of the guys in the photo were wearing DX
The DX
shirts.
shirts with the actors crossing their arms.
Yeah, yeah. And you just look at the impact that it had on our pop culture in general.
That changed society.
It did, and it transcended a bunch of things. Like I remember a kid getting. I was in first grade, and I remember a kid getting in trouble because he crotch chopped, and it's like the teacher goes, "What does that even mean?" And then he went, "Suck it," and like we don't know what that means. We're fucking 12 or whatever. No,
Yeah.
way younger than that. And by 12, you knew what it meant. But yeah, man, that's like it was weird how I made this connection in my head of like, I'm watching this Paul Rubens Pee Wee Herman documentary, and it got everyone's like, oh, you never saw Paul Rubens. You never saw him. And then it got me thinking about, oh, well, you never saw The Undertaker as Mark Calloway. And then you see The Undertaker as Mark Calloway. And it's like
Mark Calorie.
Mark Calorie, brother. And then it's like, man, that's like a little bit of your childhood dying, you know?
Yeah.
And it was massive for pop culture because The Undertaker was like hitting all these shows and all that.
Like 8-year-old me would never thought I'd see the Undertaker laying on a couch playing a PlayStation 5 with his feet kicked up.
Or prank calling a live radio show as Tommy Wildfire Rich. Or doing the cold plunge with Kevin Hart or stuff like that. You know, like it's just so weird. Like wrestling has definitely, we're back in a time period where wrestling has definitely re-entered the pop culture conversation. And there
We're
for
also
a
in a time
while,
period where Kayfabe is starting to make a comeback.
Kayfabe really is starting to make a comeback. That's a good point. Like that's actually, yeah, if you really think about it, Kayfabe, it really is. But it's funny that you say that because we got that Raw show or that Netflix show that's coming out where they're just blatantly breaking kayfabe. So it's like, it's a new version of kayfabe. I love to like, and I can't be the one to.
It depends on the person.
Yeah, yeah,
And like Malachi Black, he's been selling the eye injury for how many years now?
yeah. That's legit.
Like, shout out to him for that one. I mean, the king of kayfabe that never got like the major media that it should have back in the day, that kayfabe and crossed the pop culture icon level. Andy Kaufman, brother.
Oh,
Like,
exactly.
dude, like Memphis wrestling wasn't a national television thing.
No, no, but I mean, God, Kaufman. I could talk for hours about Kaufman, dude. I'm such a big fan of Kaufman. I just saw there's a new documentary out about him that I would really like to watch.
There's
But
another new one.
yeah, I think it's actually called Thank You Very Much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so the thing I was going to make is that it's like we're in a new kayfabe. Like what you're talking about with Andy Kaufman is, it's weird that we're using Kaufman as the example here. Kaufman was honestly the best example. Though I know I said it's weird, but I mean it's like what old kayfabe was. Old kayfabe is out. Old kayfabe is out. Old kayfabe is out. I want to say it again. Old kayfabe is. We are in kayfabe 2.0, and we have been for a long time. Clayton Clark and I talk about it all the time and explain like what kayfabe 2.0 is. I can't take credit for it though, and I will not take credit for it. Sam Roberts was the one that first coined the term. And as everyone knows, I am a not Samsonite. I love Sam Roberts. One of, if not the smartest when it comes to breaking wrestling down. His mindset is just out there in a good way. But kayfabe 2.0 has really transcended what kayfabe was originally. So old kayfabe was more of like, oh, this person hates this person and that person hates that person because
And
they're
they could never be
characters
together.
that don't like each other. Now we see a new kayfabe where it's like, do those people like really not like each other? Like it's turned more into of what's the kayfabe of why Roman Reigns hasn't come back yet? What's the kayfabe of John Cena? Like John Cena's, doing all this. Like, is this really what he's thinking? Or like, what is going on here? Like, that's kayfabe 2.0. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a more reality based kayfabe
Mm-hmm.
because kayfabe's dead. Kayfabe is dead. But the final nail is not in the coffin. It might be dead, but it's not completely like
We have
out of here.
zombies. We have zombies, brother.
Kayfabe zombies, brother. Kayfabe zombies. Ooh. I may have just come up with a new comic book idea.
No, it's the AI cartoon, brother.
The AI cartoon is kayfabe zombies.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Look at us fucking cooking live on the air.
Let me just Google kayfabe
Zombies.
Kayfabe zombies.
Nothing pops up. Please tell me nothing pops up.
No, nothing pops up. I mean, it's just, yeah. Kayfabe news. 2 zombies signed to NXT. That's it.
Salmon will probably beat him with the kendo stick. It's okay.
Yo, when I did that, I thought they were ribbing me. But yeah, man, it was just I knew that I wanted to tie this Paul Rubens thing into kind of talking about pro wrestling, but I didn't know I was going to go that direction with it. But it's like, yeah, it's really weird because what broke the Pee Wee Herman kayfabe was we saw this mugshot. And you bring up the Hacksaw Jim Duggan Iron Sheik thing, that killed it a little bit. It didn't kill it, but it was just like, oh, so what's really going on here?
That was like one of the first scratches of the surface.
Yeah, and this is like, again, this is an impromptu conversation, so we're not like prepared for it. I think one day we should do a deep dive on like kayfabe and like really talk about it and like how kayfabe has advanced and like this new kayfabe that we're in.
You just gave me a documentary idea, brother.
Wow. I don't know about full documentary, but I think that we could definitely have at least a podcast discussion about it. But,
Oh yeah.
But all right, Madrox, that is pretty much gonna do it. Dude, this article that I found for the top 10 worst Raw guest host is from 2009, and like all the links are like broken and there's
Yes.
like no pictures or anything.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. So, all right. Well, I got some news for everyone. This second half of this podcast, texted Michael Madrox. I said, what do you want to talk about this week? And he said, let's talk about this. And I said, that would be a pretty interesting conversation. So we're going to get into what the topic is. I don't know why I'm selling it like you guys don't know what it is, because you clearly saw the title of the podcast. We're going to get into that discussion after we hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling. We all love live entertainment, right? We all love live wrestling, right? Well, what if I told you that there is a place that combines the entertainment and the wrestling live that we all love? Look no further than Elite Pro Wrestling. Whether it's in person in Odin, Indiana, or Washington, Indiana, or if you check them out on YouTube, Elite Pro Wrestling guarantees a quality show that allows them to live up to the name Elite. If you're feeling generous, go ahead and check them out on Patreon as well. If you back them, you're going to get early access to all of their shows before they hit YouTube. Again, check out EliteProfessionalWrestling.com. This episode is brought to you by Venom Energy. Hey, we've all been there, and there's nothing wrong with admitting to it. Well, what I mean is that we've all hit that midday slump, and we all need a little push to get us through the rest of the day. Well, what better option to give you a pick-me-up than one of the wonderful flavors of Venom Energy? Venom is what gets MadBash through those long show days, and we know that it can do the same for you. I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit for you, too. Yeah, come to our merch table when you see us at a show, and with the purchase of a MadBash Wrestling sticker or magnet, you get a Venom Energy drink on us. While supplies last, of course, so you better act quick. We'd like to thank Venom again for sponsoring this episode. Please consume responsibly. Not recommended for children under 18, pregnant or nursing women, or people sensitive to caffeine. Evolution is a mystery full of change that no one sees. But I'm telling you what we're going to see, and that's WWE Evolution coming up this Saturday.
Is it this Saturday?
I think it's this Saturday. It's Saturday or...
No, Saturday night's main event.
It's Sunday. Sorry, my fault. Yeah, I've honestly forgot about Saturday night's main event, to be honest with you.
Great American Bash is this weekend too, ain't it?
Yes, it is. I think it's like right before Evolution. God damn, this is going to be a busy wrestling weekend. Fuck. Hang on, when is Great American Bash? I think it's this weekend as well.
I thought it was.
Yeah. It is before Saturday night's main event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's before Saturday night's main event. All right. So
WWE is milking all those ticket prices this weekend.
Damn, pal. Michael Madrox. Why don't you tell the people what exactly you got in mind here and what led you to this discussion?
Well, WWE in this Evolution pay-per-view, this is the second one in history. Why are we in the weeks leading up, just like 2 weeks before it, and they finally started announcing matches?
It does feel weird.
This is like a history type thing. So I was like, you know what? maybe the MadBash boys should get together and dust off the old history books. Let us book our own Evolution pay-per-view using past and present female talent.
while also discussing the current,
Yes.
this upcoming Evolution. So I want to say this and get this out of the way. If I lose this pay-per-view, if I lose this PLE, something is fucking wrong, because by default, I'm winning this pay-per-view. Just so we are clear, because you've only got Tiffany Stratton, brother.
Yeah.
I've got Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. So
I hope somebody's flights get canceled.
even so, all I need is 2 people on this show, and I still beat you by default. So
I know.
allow me to take my victory lap, brother. I'm pretty stoked about that.
You should win Great American Bash too, brother.
As of now, yeah, I should, because I don't think Ricky Saints has a match yet. He sure doesn't. So, all right. The card for WWE Evolution.
Let's do this one
is
different.
As follows. What are we doing?
You read the cards out, right? The matches?
Yes.
And then we'll look back in the history books and see who would we change out for someone from the past to fill in those spots.
Or keep it how it is.
Or keep it how it is.
Because, I mean, we've already got Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus, which how many times are we going to keep bringing Trish Stratus back to just put her with the most popular women's wrestler that's on the roster? I got news for you. I'm going to make a bold prediction right now. Not prediction. Don't know why I said prediction. Bold claim right now. We have seen Trish versus Scarlett. That was cool. We saw Becky versus Lita. That was cool. And I am sure that Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus for the women's championship is going to be fucking awesome. Here's what I want, though. Am I the only one here? Am I crazy in saying this? Let me know if I am.
Okay.
The match that I want to see Trish versus Rhea Ripley.
Ooh. That would bring back like the best parts of Trish, because like her feuds with Beth Phoenix and Victoria, the big powerhouse women.
I also want to go on record and say that Bayley needs some love. Her and Trish would be a banger.
True.
Bayley, I have said this, and I stand by this. Bayley is the best member of the 4 horsewomen.
I agree.
She is the most underrated one of the group. Everyone focuses on Charlotte and Becky and Mercedes, and no, Mercedes Moné is the most overrated one of the 4 horsewomen. Charlotte is the worst. I don't like Charlotte. Becky is just different. Bayley is the best all around when it comes to the 4 horsewomen. She just is. I'm sorry. It's my opinion.
Your opinion's not wrong, though, brother.
You can't be mad at me for an opinion.
Do you think Charlotte is just bad because her actual persona, or do you think it's bad just because she's Charlotte Flair?
Are you saying because of the whole Nepo baby thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I know why I don't like Charlotte. I don't like Charlotte for the reason that is going to make me sound like a real mark here, is because she's the anointed one. She's the one that they keep fucking trying, and I don't like it. I don't like Charlotte. She's fine in the ring. She actively goes out there and sandbags people. It just doesn't look right. I don't know. I just don't like, and I try not to get too much into backstage politics when I form my opinion on wrestlers. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really jived with Charlotte. Really haven't. Ready to go through this card?
Yes, sir.
So, I don't think these are necessarily in any particular order, but here they are, according to the Wikipedia. We have got the NXT Women's Championship match, which is weird that they wouldn't do that on Great American
Make 'em bad.
Bash, but I digest. We've got JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. And obviously Jordan Grace is going to win this match. Very clearly what that's going to be. I personally wouldn't change it. I think it's going to be fine. I also think that this whole concept is essentially flawed because though I will partake, I have never been a fan of the nostalgia act. I don't think that we need to necessarily force an old star with a new star.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, dream matchup wise,
Yeah.
Jordan Grace versus Jazz would not spark your interest.
Yeah, actually it would.
See? That's where I'm going with this, brother.
Ooh, Jordan Grace versus Jazz. My God. I feel like by us saying that, somewhere Menders felt a ripple in the force. And right now, as we're recording, not as she's listening to this, but as she probably just felt a ripple did somebody just say Jazz versus Jordan Grace?
Spider sense.
This match, I do not want to change in the slightest because I think this match is going to fuck. Io Sky defending the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley.
Yes. They got a lot to prove and keep that up after WrestleMania.
Love both of them. Love both of them. Absolutely love both of them. Two of my favorite women wrestlers on the roster right now, which is why I have them on my team. Love them both. But is it cliche to say that it would be really cool? No, you know what? I'm not going to go with the obvious. I was going to say here, is it cliche to say that I want to see Rhea Ripley versus China?
That's cliche.
But I'm not going to do that because I think comparatively, China really is nothing special.
No.
China did a lot of things. Don't get me wrong. China trailblazed. She was a trailblazer. She really set a standard. But
we're talking about in-ring matches, brother.
In-ring matches. But here's the question. Was China a victim of circumstance because of the time period that she was booked in women's wrestling, or was she really not all that? It's hard to say.
But you know what's easy to say, though?
Easy for you to say.
Imagine, if you will, Rhea Ripley versus Jacqueline.
That would be good. That would be really good. You're doing this where you're not even considering who the champions could be working against, though.
Oh, no. If we're talking about the champion right now, Io?
Yeah, who would you put Io with?
Who was Alundra Blaze's biggest nemesis?
Oh, you motherfucker.
Bull, baby.
I was thinking Bull Nakano. Yeah, that would be dope.
Yes, it would.
Be dope. That would be great. That would be great. All right. Women's Tag Team Championship. The Judgment Day, who is Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, versus Sol Ruka and Zarya, versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Please, if there is a spiritual being out there that will make any of this possible, give the Kabuki Warriors the tag titles. I love the Kabuki Warriors. Two of my favorites. I love Kairi Sane, and I love Asuka.
Dickie Wabash, I hate to be that guy, but I think it's going to be Charlotte Flair and Alexa
I
Bliss.
know. And I hate that they are just doing random thrown together tag teams. There's only been a handful of like actual worthwhile women's tag team champions that weren't thrown together
I
randomly.
feel like the women's tag division right now is a lot like 2012's men's tag division.
But they're getting better. I'll give it to them. I mean, Sol Ruka and Zarya are actually an act that are together.
Yeah.
Of course, Judgment Day. Of course, the Kabuki Warriors. But it's like, what else could we do? It's almost as if it would have made sense. Oh, novel idea here that it would have made sense to put Alexa Bliss in the fucking Wyatt Six and have her and Nikki Cross win the fucking tag titles again. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a small town bird lawyer. I don't know these things, man. I don't know these things. I'm just maybe that's just the obvious. Maybe that's just the obvious, but I don't know. You've got the other members of the Wyatt Six. They're focused on the SmackDown tag titles, so maybe they just decided to go that direction. I don't know.
Never know.
But tell me, like, this Nikki Cross, this Wyatt Six Nikki Cross, with this pseudo Bray Wyatt Alexa Bliss, you're leaving money on the table.
See, what I would do in my fantasy booking world, I'd keep the match as is, except I would pull Charlotte and Alexis.
Or Alexa.
I would throw in Lay Cool.
Ah, that would be neat. That's what's weird about this is that I don't see Michelle McCool on this card anywhere because you would think that, like, with her just going into the Hall of Fame, you would think
her
that.
Pulling up in every woman's Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And with LFG and all of that. Yeah.
It's like
I have a feeling she's going to be in this battle royal.
I guarantee you, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, that's our next matchup. If you're done talking about the women's tag title match, that's the battle royal, but there's no participants listed, so don't need to really talk about it.
Surprises. What do you think's going to be the surprises?
I think
of nostalgia.
I think that we'll get Michelle McCool. I think that we'll get Lita. I think that we will get
Think Mickey James?
No, I don't think we will get Mickey James.
What about AJ?
Not for a battle royal. That's where you got to look at this, is that because I was getting ready to say Saraya, but I'm not going to because I don't think you bring Saraya back for a battle royal. And
I don't think you do that with Saraya, but I think a battle royal would be good to protect AJ.
It's weird though, man. That's weird. It's because one of the biggest debuts in Royal Rumble history was AJ Styles, and they had him come out early, and he was protected throughout the whole thing. But in a battle royal, it's like
everybody's out at once.
What do you do?
Yeah,
So I don't know. Surprises, though, we are going to get surprises. I don't think we're going to get major returns. Do I think Saraya is coming back to WWE? Yes, I do, even though she's been on podcasts talking about having sex in zoos. Dude, I don't know what happened, but my algorithm felt the need the other day to just give me all these news stories about Saraya because apparently she did a podcast or something and was like talking about all these scandalous stories. Is that what it is? It's her own. Okay, so maybe that's what it is. The fan of Saraya really wants to see her come back to WWE, but the reality is that we're not getting it. I don't think we'll get it.
We got a better chance to see Ivory and Jazz on this battle royal.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that one.
Maybe Molly Holly is an agent, so
I feel like Molly Holly will be in it. I don't think that the surprises that you're talking about here, I don't think we're going to get type surprises.
Yeah.
We don't get our AJs. We don't get our Sorayas. We don't get.
We're gonna get stuck with fucking Kelly.
It'll be Kelly. I will bet. Pizza bet.
Pizza bet.
I don't think Kelly's in this battle royal.
I hope Kelly's not in this battle royal.
So okay, well then in that case,
I don't want that being the pizza bet because I hate Kelly.
Okay, well then never mind because I thought that you were gonna. I just feel like that she's okay. So, do you think we see someone like Tori Wilson?
Not for this.
Okay.
I don't think we see a Tori Wilson. I don't think we see a Stacy Keibler. I think that's more Rumble-ish.
Didn't Tori come back for a Rumble a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Am I making that up? Okay.
You sure did.
Now, do you think Nikki Bella wins this thing?
No.
Okay. Who do you think wins it? Because it's for a future world championship match at Clash in Paris. Who do I think it should be? I'll tell you who I think it should be. Chelsea Green, because I think that she's due.
WWE logic. If Becky loses her match in the Battle Royals after it, Becky wins.
They already did that once with her in the Rumble, though.
I know, but it's what they're known for.
Yeah. I think we're out of that era, though. I think we're out of that era.
I hope so, but you never know.
I don't think we see something like that. I am going to make the prediction. I think Nikki Bella wins this. Because I think that we're setting up for, I guarantee you, Nikki Bella is going to take the women's title off of Tiffany Stratton.
Where's Brie at?
Where's who at?
Brie Bella.
I don't think Brie comes back.
You don't think so?
No, not at all. I don't.
How many TNA knockouts are going to be in this?
Ooh. A couple. I do think a couple. Who do I... Okay. I'm going to tell you who I truly... I know I just a minute ago said Chelsea Green.
Yes.
But this is who I want to win this. And I'm assuming she's in it. I'm going to assume she's in it. Stephanie Vaquer. Or as Nikki Bella calls her, Stephanie Vacque. I think that she genuinely, they're setting her up for something, and I felt that. And plus, I'm just a big fan. I'm just a big fan. Not in the way that Booker is a big fan, but I'm just a big fan. So we have spent a lot of time talking about a battle royal. So let's move on. We
don't even know who's in it.
But we've got other time. So my pick to win that battle royal is Stephanie Vaquer. Who are you picking? Hypothetically.
I'm gonna. I don't know, dude. Now you're gonna be thinking about Nikki Bella.
It's probably gonna be Nikki Bella. It's just my opinion. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus for the women's championship. It's Tiffany. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good match. Dude. Now, hold on, dude. You don't think it will be?
Lita wins the battle royal. Lita versus Trish one last time.
In Paris. No.
In Paris.
No, they don't do that. They don't do that. Lita got her send off in Saudi against Becky.
That's true.
It's fine. It's fine. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. No holds barred.
Jade.
Rip them. Yeah, it's obvious that they're I mean, she won Queen of the Ring. It's obvious that, this is just a blow-off grudge match. She's already getting her championship match at SummerSlam. So we will see.
This is her revenge. How dare you lay me awkwardly on a car.
It is the WWE Women's Championship that she is going to be getting. So Here's Dickie connecting dots in his head. This is the part where Reb would put up the connecting of the Charlie Day meme. The Jade Cargill matches specifically for the WWE Women's Championship. I think Tiffany obviously wins, and then she goes on to SummerSlam to lose to Jade Cargill. Then Stephanie Vicaire wins the Battle Royal, challenges Io Sky for the world title at SummerSlam. And the only reason I say that is because god damn do I want to see that match. That's a match I want to see. Those two would tear it up together.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria, triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Poor Julia. Where is she with the U.S. title? They give more attention to the Intercontinental.
Great American Bash, probably.
That's NXT, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to have to go with Bailey on this one.
You think it's Bailey's time finally?
It needs to be, man.
Yeah. But be realistic, though. Don't book with your heart. Even though I want Bailey to win. I'm a hugger.
Realistically, since the Clash in Paris is next, I have the feeling that Becky Lynch is going to keep it and be like, "Oh, I'm from overseas too."
You use that logic like it's like you have this weird 80s logic of where just because someone isn't from the United States, every foreign country immediately loves them.
Yes.
You used that same fucking logic one time with Gunther, because it's like, oh, they're gonna be in Australia or something. I don't remember where they were gonna be. And it's like, no, it wasn't good. The point is you used that logic before, and I was like, that's not how that works.
But it does.
No, it doesn't.
I got that Vince McMahon logic, brother.
Oh, god damn, pal. That's not how that's going to work, dude. That's not how that's going to work.
Pizza bet?
What, that Becky wins this match?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hang on. What was the last pizza bet and who won? Do we remember?
No. I won it though.
You won it? Okay, so I owe you a pizza.
No, you already paid for that.
No, but we had another one where I think you owe me a pizza already. We're going to need to keep a running total here.
Yeah.
It was about our list. Oh, because I picked the top 3 of that last manager list. Perfect. So I won the pizza bet.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay, so in pizza bet totals, I have lost 1 and won 1. So we're each 1-1 in pizza bets. One of them has yet to be paid off. I have yet to get my pizza. So my pizza bet, I'm not saying that it's going to be Bayley or Lyra, but I'm just saying Becky Lynch does not win this match.
Okay.
And you're saying Becky Lynch does win this match?
Yes.
Okay.
With my 80s mentality.
Shake on it. Shake on it. We're virtually shaking. Okay, cool. I thought about doing this and forgot until just now. I don't remember the original Evolution card.
I don't either.
So
I feel like they were going to do something big with it, and then the whole PLE flopped.
I don't remember what the reception for it was, but I do remember. So we got Trish and Lita beat Mickey and Alicia Fox. Nia Jax won a battle royal. Toni Storm beat Io Shirai. Oh, I forgot about that match. That match is fucking good. Really good. Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad. Shayna Baszler beat Kairi Sane. Becky Lynch beat Charlotte. Ronda Rousey beat Nikki Bella. I forgot that was the main event for that card.
Yeah.
This Evolution card definitely felt very spot show heavy, where it felt like that this is just a one-off. This is not something that we're going to actually be running with. But I will say this Evolution card actually feels like a card.
Yes.
And I'm fucking stoked, man. I'm going to go see Superman this weekend, and I got to weave around all this wrestling. You know what I mean? I got to figure out how I'm going to get my wrestling fix while also going
Wait a minute, you're seeing a DC movie, brother?
Yeah, I really want to see Superman. I'm really excited for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So,
even though he's Batman's bitch.
You just don't understand how to be objective at all. You just immediately in your mind, everyone is worse than Batman.
It's true.
And I don't love that. I don't love that. So, all right, gang, we're going to go ahead and hop ski off of here. If you are on Patreon, you can, of course, go on with us to Paid Show. We're going to continue the conversation. It's going to be a dandy of a time over there, I'm sure. Let us know what your predictions are for Evolution, and I will go ahead. We didn't even really touch on Saturday night's main event. We'll probably touch on that whenever we get into Paid Show, because I have a few thoughts about Saturday night's main event. Which, looking at what's announced so far for Saturday night's main event, it's a good day to be Team Dicky. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to win this fucking weekend. I'm going to win.
Saturday night's main event doesn't count as a PLE, brother.
Oh, fuck, it doesn't. Doesn't.
No.
Oh, I forgot about that. And the only reason that we say that it doesn't is because it also airs on Peacock or on
CBS,
in NBC,
whatever.
But if it did, I would more than likely trounce you.
I don't know, brother. I don't know.
Brother, statistically, I have Randy and Drew. I have Seth Rollins. You have Gunther. That's all you have. You literally would lose. You literally would lose. Literally. So, all right, man. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and hop off here. You can find me on Instagram at DWobs Card Shop. You can find Michael Madrox on Instagram at the word 1 and then the numbers 900-909-9900. MadBashStudios.com is the big plug ski. Go over there. You can check out everything that we have to offer. Again, Patreon.com/MadBash Studios. You can go over there, support us if you like what we're doing here. Keep the microphones on and the envelopes full. For those of you that are already on Patreon, or if you're thinking of signing up after hearing this, we will see all of you on Paid Show. But for the rest of you, wait! We'll see you down the road on some form of content.